Welcome to the Agentic AI series, where we build one agent piece by piece across its whole architecture. In this demo, we cover guardrails. The more an agent can do, the more it can do wrong, so before we let it loose, we add guardrails. These are the checks that sit on the way in and on the way out, blocking bad or unsafe input, filtering or redacting bad output, and keeping the agent inside the lines we've drawn. A capable agent without guardrails is a liability. This demo is where capability grows up and becomes something you'd actually trust in front of users. So let's talk about guardrails. We cover 5 frameworks: Microsoft, OpenAI, LangGraph, CrewAI, and Google ADK. A guardrail is 2 checks that run around the agent, one on the way in and one on the way out. We will see how each framework adds these checks. The mechanism is different in every one, but the idea underneath is the same. You wrap the agent in a rule, and the rule decides what is allowed through. First, what actually is a guardrail? A model is probabilistic, so you can give it the same prompt twice and get 2 different answers. That is powerful, but it means you cannot fully trust what goes in or what comes out. A guardrail is the deterministic rule you put around the agent. It is a plain function that runs before or after the model, and it always behaves the same way. It has 2 jobs: stop bad input from ever reaching the model, and catch bad output before it reaches the user. Think of it as a safety rail on each side of the agent, where the model does the thinking and the guardrail enforces the limits. So there are 2 places to act. The input guardrail runs first, before the model. If something is wrong, it can block the request outright, and the model never even sees it. The output guardrail runs after the model answers, and it can let the answer through, rewrite it, or redact part of it. For this demo, the rule is very simple. It controls dates. If the user's question contains a date, it blocks it. If the agent's answer contains a date, it redacts it, and every date becomes the word date in brackets. Dates are just a stand-in here. In the real world, this is where you would put personal data, secrets, or anything off policy. This is the detector. One shared module. It scans a piece of text and tells you whether it found a date and where. A second function redacts those dates, swapping each one for the word date in brackets. It handles 6 common date formats, and it is case insensitive. Every framework calls this exact same code. What changes is where each one hooks it in.
If you're enjoying this, please like and subscribe so the next video finds you. Now let's keep going.
OpenAI Agents. This one has guardrails built in. You decorate a function with that input guardrail and another with that output guardrail. Each one returns a tripwire. When the scan finds a date, the tripwire trips, and the SDK raises. You catch that, and you block the request or redact the answer. The framework hands you the hook, and you decide what trips it. LangGraph. Here the guardrail is middleware. You write a class with 2 methods. Before model runs ahead of the LLM, so that is where you block. After model runs once the answer comes back, so that is where you redact. You attach the middleware when you create the agent, and LangGraph runs both halves around every call. CrewAI. CrewAI's native guardrail lives on the task. You pass a function in the guardrails list, and it runs on the task's output, so that is your redaction step. There is no native input guardrail here, so for the input side you scan the question yourself before the crew runs. One side is native, the other you wire by hand. Microsoft Agent Framework. This one also uses middleware, but it is a single method. Process gets the input, calls next to run the agent, then sees the output, so one method covers both sides. Check the messages going in, and if you find a date, set terminate to block. Otherwise let it run, then redact dates on the way out. Google ADK. Here you use two callbacks. Before model callback fires before the LLM, and after model callback fires after. To block, the before callback returns a response of its own, so the model is skipped. To redact, the after callback edits the response in place. These are the same two checkpoints, just wired as callbacks on the agent. 5 frameworks, and 5 native ways to hook a guardrail in. OpenAI uses input and output decorators. LangGraph and Microsoft use middleware. CrewAI puts a guardrail on the task. Google ADK uses before and after callbacks. The wiring is different, but the shared detector underneath is the same, and so are the two checkpoints, block on the way in, redact on the way out. One honest note before we wrap. The date rule is the easy part, and that is what we just did, 5 times. The hard part in production is not the hook. It is deciding the policy, and catching everything it is meant to catch without blocking the things it should not. Now you know how to put a guardrail around an agent in any of the 5 frameworks.
Thank you for spending time with us. Like and subscribe. Stay sharp, stay Azurite. See you in the next one.